Reporting live. It's a beautiful full moon outside here. Just heading up into my apartment. Nobody's gonna watch this. I got one view on my last one I went live with. It's probably like some rando or maybe somebody. Don't watch my live updates. I try to think I'm some big hot shot YouTuber, but I'm not. I tried to be a vlogger. Didn't work out. So, here we go. Like, honestly, guys, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be 100% real with anyone who tunes in, anyone who watches this. There's no reason for me not to be real. Put myself out there. Man, maybe I'll help somebody by being real with them. Maybe somebody will have their life changed by being real with them. And, I can only find out. Okay. Alright, so guys, I'm in my apartment. There's no light switch on the door. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. Sorry. So it's obviously going to be a mess. Got crap everywhere. Got moving boxes because I got to move soon. Got a love sack, a bunch of stuff. Still, got the couch, stuff all over the place. My closet here. I took some drawers out to kind of look through things. Patio's empty. I got a light out there. I should actually bring that inside. My TV's on the floor. This is my life for now. This is Matthew Raybuck's life. And you asked me how my life, if it would have been like this 5 months ago, I'd say, no, my life isn't going to be like that. Are you kidding me? If you had asked me this 3 months ago, I would have said no. And it's all about decisions and the way you treat people and how you act. And it's unfortunate. Did I deserve this? Yeah. Yes, I did, 100%. 100%. I deserve this. And, can you make it right at this point? You don't know. You don't know if you can make this right. You don't know if things will change. You don't know what other people are thinking, how other people are, God's working in their life, working through them. From everything, from all the signs, it's done. It's over. It's gone. It's done. Does that mean to just give up hope and say, okay? No, there's still and compassion for them. Any human being is going to have compassion and care for somebody, no matter what. If they're not human, there'll be no care or compassion. And, but there's going to be love, there's going to be care, there's going to be compassion. No matter whether it's the type of love that you would expect, or it's the type of love that is just, I love you as a person. And depending on what type of love it is, just depends on how hurt they are, how much pain you've dealt them. And unfortunately, words hurt more than fists and things like that. Words hurt very deeply, and especially to somebody who's sensitive and who has gone through somebody loving them so much and them loving them so much in return, and putting their trust in this person and sharing things they hadn't shared before, with this person, opening up, giving them their story, their life, and then they go and say mean things and talk about their stupidity and things. And that hurts. They're sensitive about that. They're sensitive about their intelligence, their things, and they tell you this, and you say, okay. And you make a promise, you're going to delete it. You're going to delete the Twitter. And, and then you end up reactivating it because your 11,000 tweets, you think it gives you power on the social media world. You want to complain to Spirit, your plane got delayed or whatever. They see 11,000 tweets, they're going to say, oh, wow, this guy's got power. And you let it, no, I'm going to reactivate it. But don't worry, I won't tweet about you anymore. So you're good for a while. You don't tweet, you don't say anything. But then it starts back. You start tweeting stupid stuff. Oh, crap my pants at work. Gotta get a new pair of pants. And they come up to you, hey, you crapped your pants at work, I see? No, what are you talking about? I didn't crap my pants at work. Well, didn't you say that? Oh, I just say that sometimes to see what people react. Which is stupid. Why? It's like I was just trying to get attention in an attentionless place. And so then, you kind of keep tweeting, and then you just get stupid. You tweet stupid stuff that you should have just communicated. You get angry. I get angry quite often, but not as often as, I'll get upset over something stupid, and I was very negative mindset. I would look at the negatives instead of the positives. I would say, why did you buy me this? And instead of being, hey, thank you for buying me this, I really appreciate it. It's going to come in handy. I'm going to use it, and, thank you. And, I just appreciate maybe you focus more on saving some money so that we can go on a trip. Let's make a trip thing. And every time I want to buy you something, I'll put money in the trip piggy bank. And every time you want to buy me something, put some money in the trip piggy bank. I don't care if it's $1. It'll add up and we'll have a nice trip to go on. And, she tried. She bought me this, bought me that. Started to do home-cooked meals, coupons and things. And it's just the communication had broken down, unfortunately. And I felt like almost she was afraid to communicate to me because I would get defensive. I would get, I was stubborn. I'd get stubborn. And I would say, one time it was, oh, is everything okay between us? No, your tweets. Okay. What about them? Or it was, oh, is everything okay between us? Why? Well, things feel different. Well, your tweets. Okay, what about them? The tweets I tweeted forever ago, or is it the what I tweet? Oh well, the tweets you tweeted something about you can't get your dream job because of this apartment, and I was like, well, it's true. Nothing bad against you. And at that point, I should have realized that Twitter makes her uncomfortable. I told her I was going to delete it, and I didn't. And now, she's been reading my tweets. She's been seeing everything I'm tweeting, and it's not nice. It's not fair to her. And I need to delete the Twitter. And, in my mind, I was expecting her to say, why don't you delete your Twitter? But it should have been me. And I just have trouble seeing into the future in a way. I have trouble seeing past my moment right now and seeing, okay, if I do this, cause and effect, what could happen further down the road? What could me doing this right now cause to happen further down? And me tweeting and not having deleted my Twitter is going to cause heartache and problems down the road. So, I didn't see that. I didn't think that. And it caused me the love of my life, in a way, along with verbal I let the anger and bitterness build up, and then I'd pop off and say uh, unkind words, extremely unkind words, and I didn't mean it. Just came off, boom, almost like a bomb, or best case scenario, a water balloon. Start filling a water balloon with frustrations from work, frustrations from here, from home, from work, from your car breaking, from anything. And eventually it's going to pop or explode. And depending on who's holding or who's standing closest to the water balloon is who's going to get the most wet and the most hurt. And when somebody lives with you, that's who's closest to the water balloon a lot. And you know, so it was upsetting. And looking back, hindsight's 20/20, 50/50, whatever. And everyone's like, move on. But at that same time, you're gonna tell me to move on a month and a half into the breakup, and I don't think they understand. You're with somebody for 5 years. That's your future. You memorize everything about them. The way they like their coffee, decaf, the favorite foods, um, you know, their favorite toppings on pizza, salami, black olives, jalapenos. The way that I gotta put my charger in. The way that Mexican foods, this and that. Their favorite sodas, what they can't have, what they can have, their allergic reactions to medicine, penicillin, this and that. And now you're gonna tell me to move on, and it's not like I can move out and go live with my mom, and would that make things easier? Possibly a slight tad bit easier, just because I wouldn't be in the apartment anymore, but I would still be hurt. I'd still be, and even now they're like, move on, and it just feels awkward even trying to use Tinder. I'm swiping, and I don't have any desire to even use it. It's like, it's only been 2 months, and it's the hardest. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. I never met my father, and when he passed away, I cried. And people would be like, "Oh, well, you never met him, but that's still my father. It's my blood." He created me, brought me into the life, kind of, in a way, and I never got to meet him, and that was one of my goals: meet my father before he died. And I couldn't do that, and now I have this. And I think I'm most hurt because it's my own fault. I could have prevented this, and without the Twitter and um, the negativity, but would I have seen how negative of a person I was without this happening? No. And could it have, we got married, and then a year, 6 months, a year later, divorced because, the communication breakdown was there? It could have been. We tried to get counseling, and it just didn't work out. They were busy. We were busy, we were free, they were free, but the email was too late, and then you never emailed back to follow through. And then, everything happens for a reason when she emailed, and, it's just, I don't understand. And it's hard for me to understand, and it's hard for me to let go and move on. And, maybe 4 or 5 months from now, things might be different. Is there still hope? It's draining, it's dwindling. You're no longer on Facebook able to see, you're not Facebook friends anymore. All the Instagram photos and captions are disappearing or changing. It's no text messaging, no calls, and it's extremely difficult for me to understand, just because I forgive very quickly in a way, and I forget quickly. So, if we had a fight and we didn't discuss it or talk about it at that point, I would mostly forget the details, forget what happened. And women never forget. They'll remember every moment of the fight, everything you said, everything that happened, and it caused a lot of trouble. Without, essentially, we went to bed angry. And people are like, "How'd you not know? You had checked out emotionally too." And I kind of read off people and kind of. So if you check out, I'm gonna feel less loved, and I'm not gonna show as much love, which is stupid, because you should love whoever you love 100% all the time. And it's a 100%, 100%, not 50-50. And so I'd drop down to 50. They'd be at 50, and it's not there. Then, they're the end. Started to try more, cook dinner, buy me gifts and things, and I was like, what is going on? I don't understand. Why'd you buy me this? You should have put money towards something else. You're cooking me dinner. Okay, nice. That's a good thing. And it's unfortunate. And it just, people say, I don't see why you guys can't work on it, but they don't understand. I told them the whole story. This is just cliff notes here because I don't want to share everything on freaking YouTube. Social media got me in trouble in the first place, freaking Twitter. Um, and it's not Twitter's fault, actually, guys. It's my own fault for not controlling my anger and communicating, saying, hey, listen, I don't appreciate this or that. And hey, how are you feeling? Is there anything I could work on to improve myself for you right now? What can I do right now to improve myself for us? And guys, if you're in a relationship right now, the best advice I could give you right now is to ask your girlfriend, whatever, what have I done today that might have annoyed you? Get your answer. What have I done today that made you appreciate me? Get your answer. If it's nothing, don't get mad, just okay. And what can I do to improve that and improve our relationship for tomorrow? Because you need to be the best. You need to make every day better than yesterday. Constant improvement is great improvement. Constant improvement is great improvement, guys. Ladies, whoever's watching, nobody's watching, I don't care. You'll watch through this, all 18 minutes of it. This will be the best advice I can give you guys. And you just have to understand, you don't realize what you have until it's gone is such a good thing. And people need to realize what they have when they have it. Make a list of things you like about the person and just go through and read it. Every day, hang it up, whatever. All their little quirks, all their little sayings, all their little this, all their little that. And, people are like, oh, you can work on this, it's not something you can work on. I don't see why not. And they don't realize the person is so sensitive and the words hurt so deeply and they're so sweet and kind inside that when the person they love the most and they allow to get so close to them, it pretty much says goodbye in a way. They're done. They're finished, and they say it's not the Twitter, but it is the tweets, it is the things. There's other things in there. The words, grabbing, nothing bad, but hurting, squeezing the leg. And that's going to cause a buildup. Most people think a breakup is just one thing, boom, gone. But it's little things building up, building up, building up. Water balloon until that water balloon bursts. And you can't repair a burst water balloon. You gotta start new, essentially. You can address things that led up to the bursting of the water balloon and work on that, fix those. And a lot of that's just yourself, working on yourself. And then you just start new. New water balloon, new relationship. And I'm not saying as soon as, just, I'm not saying that, say you break up with Susie Q, that you can't get back together with Susie Q. I'm not saying that at all. I'm a very strong believer in if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if it is broke, repair it and hang on to it. Because why'd you hang on for so long? And did you try and repair things? Did you both make an attempt to fix it? If your car breaks and you just bought it, are you just going to trade it in and get a new one? Or are you going to try and repair it? You know, obviously you're going to try and repair it. And at what point do you say, you know, the same exact thing keeps breaking, but did I tell the mechanic, hey, this keeps breaking, repair it? And then look at that and remember, okay, this broke. Oh, it just broke again. Let me just tell the mechanic, hey, it broke again. You know, can you repair it and try to make sure it doesn't happen again? So at this point, I've been told, don't wait, move on. You know, don't wait for me. And that made my heart very clear and everything. And I'm trying to move on. But you know, when you know you love somebody and you know all their interests in common activities, everything's in common really, and you know a piece of you is missing, and you know you just have to make it clear. No matter what, there's always going to be a special place in your heart, and you know, hopefully things can work out in time, because everyone keeps saying time heals all wounds. They say move on, and you like have they been in a relationship for 5 years where they think this is the person they're going to marry, and you're so close and then things happen and it gets postponed and then you get bitter and upset, and you know, unfortunately that bitterness from postponement really hurt me, and I didn't speak about it and talk about it properly, and you know, just I'm a very emotionless person at times, and it's hard for me to show emotion, and I always tried to hide my emotion. And I don't know if that's just kind of like, oh, you're a guy, you gotta not show emotion. You have to be strong, and I don't know what it is, but I just, and guys, I'm basically no. Let's finish my thought right now, so I don't forget. So, I hid my emotion. I didn't talk and communicate properly, and it was just a breakdown of communication. It was me allowing anger to control the relationship, me allowing bitterness over things to control the relationship without saying. Um, but yeah, guys, you know, I hate being alone. I just gives me. I've been having anxiety and honestly depression lately, and you know, being alone really amplifies that. Even sometimes the anxiety, being with somebody else can't help the anxiety unless I'm talking to somebody I know. Like if I'm in the mall, I'll feel the anxiety and it's there, and I can't do anything about it. So, you know, I'm here in the apartment by myself. A lot of my friends are busy right now, therefore I can't just go hang out with them. And you know, that's another thing. Key moment advice here from Matthew Raybuck. People say bros before hoes. 100% wrong. 100% wrong. Your girl is the number one thing you should be focusing on, because that's your future. That's your wife. That's who you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Who you're going to spend more time with than any of your friends and anyone else. You're going to wake up next to them. You're going to go to bed next to them. You're going to text them and they're going to text you back. You're going to call them and they'll be right there to call you back and be there. Your friends, you can text them and they'll be busy with their lives. They might not text back. You can call them to hang out. But guess what? They're busy with their lives. They're busy with their significant others. You're not going to wake up next to your buddy, your friend, whatever. And if they're truly your friend, when you break up, God forbid, they're going to be right there for you. And they should be. And if they're not, they are not a true friend. And this is your update with me. Let's get personal. I got some antidepressants. And we're going to see. I haven't started them yet. I'm just kind of afraid. But the way things have been lately, I need to start them and get on them. So when that moment comes when she posts a picture, or there's a guy in the picture, I don't get devastated. And I'm trying to let go. It's just extremely hard for me, and it's the way my mind's set up. It's you know me just trying, and it's hard. You're with somebody for 5 years, you just don't forget them. You don't just let go, and it's complicated. There's a lot of issues involved, and there's still unresolved things. And there's hope that there can be friendship, but even that looks kind of like it's dwindling. And um, at first, every time we've had a conversation, it's been very good. It's been very, after the breakup, So like 2 weeks after, we had a conversation. It was very heartfelt, heart to heart, cried, you know, um, to save the Pacifics, keep it personal. And then the second conversation we had was like 3 weeks ago. Once again, heartfelt and meaningful. And, always nice embraces, good hugs. And then, most recent, like 3 days ago, saw her. And it was just, the conversation was okay. I kept it formal, just questions about work and this and that. And I didn't bring up the past, didn't bring up any of that because I didn't want to do that. Every time I did that, I know it must have hurt her, and I just had to tell my heart those times and let her know where I was at. And so this past time, I kept it very, how's work? How's this thing? How's this gift card? How's this? And there was no hug. There was no, and I'm not sure what's changed. Just space and time, and I can't be hopeful. I have to. I know people say if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and it's hard for me to just let that happen because this person's in my life, and they're a huge part of my life, a huge part of everything that's happened in my life, and I wake up and go to work to make money for us. And now I go to work and it's hard. I'm distracted. I'm trying to focus. It's hard. I'm making money, but what am I making money for? For an apartment for the future? Or not an apartment, a condo, and I don't want to live alone. You know, one of my personalities, I can't be alone. It's like, I haven't turned on the TV. I haven't sat in this apartment like this for a long time, and maybe that's one of the reasons I'm kind of making this video, so I just don't feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm talking to somebody. Somebody's here with me, watching me, and it's unfortunate everything that's happened. I've learned a lot. I've made my heart known, and I can only pray. And just if she finds somebody that makes her truly happy and she's enjoying every moment with them and they appreciate her 100%, I can only sit and be happy for her, and then just start praying that somebody like that will come into my life. And I would love for her again in my life. I would obviously, the best analogy I can put is a book. A relationship's a book. You start blank, not knowing anything about each other, and you begin writing the book. This person likes this person likes that. We went here, we went there, we spent this together, and this was what happened on our first Valentine's, this is what happened here. And there's different chapters. There's fights, there's arguments, there's, happy times, places we've gone, experiences, firsts, lasts, deaths, families. And then you put the book down. You break up. All those memories and everything's still there in that book. But you just walked away. You stopped writing your story. And you can come back and you can pick up that book. And you have everything from the past. Those happy times, those things. And you can forget and forgive the negatives, the fights and this and that, but you keep those lessons and keep those things that cause the fights and learn from it.
And you continue writing your book and you get to the conclusion, and it'll be a stronger relationship because you have all that from the past and you're continuing on with all that knowledge, and it's going to be better. If you break a bone, the bone gets stronger when it heals, you know? And yeah, I don't know. I just, you have to get advice from everyone, and everybody's advice is a grain of salt. And you get advice from people who are stronger. You're not going to get advice from somebody who's been in a relationship for a year, or somebody who's constantly fighting in their relationships. You get advice from people who have been married 4 years, 3 years, or even a year married is stronger because they've been together longer than that before. You get advice from old people who have been married 50 years. You get advice from older people who just have knowledge and wisdom about things. I'm talking to some guy who's 76 or something like 67. Dyslexia. I don't know. He's older, and he's had a lot of life experiences. He's lost loves of his life, and he's realized it. He's kind of helping me. I talk to married people. Let them know what's going on because it pauses the live feed. Um, yeah, okay. That's all I can remember. That's all my advice for now. If it's meant to be, it'll be. God will bring her back into my life somehow. Maybe a year, 2 years, 10 years, who knows? And I just can't be held up on it. You know, because I feel like God put her into my life as a answered prayer to me. Because 4 months after I posted a photo, like forever alone, or not even 4 months, it was like 2 or 3 months after that. Here's Kate. Boom. I'm like, wow. And she's perfect. Again, along really well. There was issues on her part, my part. That's just a relationship, and you have to deal with the issues in the right manner. And it just wasn't there the right manner to deal with them. And some of it was my fault. Most of it was. I take blame, but there was still some issues on her end, of course. So it was mainly communication. Without communication, you can't really have a relationship. And it helps when both people are receptive to critical feedback, but you know, when one person's stubborn, me, it's harder. But yeah, I'm gonna end this. Nobody's gonna watch this, I'm sure. And if you do, I hope you remember the key points and understand that. Bye, guys. Um, I don't know how to end it.